Buonasera, buonasera.
What a
Maybe
face.
even good morning to wherever you are. It is Fabio coming live tonight from Long Island, New York. And no, we don't got the West Coast represented tonight. Sorry, Pookie Bear. He'll be back next time. Tonight, we got Montreal Club. You're not vice president or whatever you are. Treasurer.
I'm the treasurer.
The treasurer.
I handle the monies.
Secretary of State. Whatever you want to call him. Our boy Vinny T. It's Montreal. It's New York. What are we going to be talking about, Minka? There's so much to talk about. They're coming. They're going. He's going here. He's going there. We don't know where the hell Emerson Royal's going as long as he's not going to Milanello, all right? The Max Allegri 2.0 era has begun. Preseason game against Arsenal. We're going to give our thoughts about what we saw this morning. Bright and early for us here on the East Coast. Of course, there's other transfer news going on. Will Jafar, whatever the hell his name is he ever going to sign for Milan? Who knows? It's the waiting game, maybe even the crying game right now. All this and everything we can muster. We got a lot going on. And the question of the night, ladies and gentlemen, who did you think was the best and worst from today's game? We're going to get to it later in the show. Vinny T, Fabio, all this tonight on the one and only Milan Weekly podcast channel. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're up to date when we decide to finally go on live. Smash the like button, leave a comment, follow us on all the audio platforms, and if you want to help support the channel, super chats are open, ladies and gentlemen. Get your questions and comments in there. That's what we need to help support the channel, especially in these hot summer months. And, of course, find us on Patreon. Be part of the Patreon family. Vinny.
You.
Are you ready, baby?
Yeah, I'm just following your lead over here. We got the comments live on the screen, the new feature on StreamYard. But you wanna lead? You freaking lead, okay? Do what you gotta do. It's like we're the British Bulldogs, and you're the British Bulldog, and I'm the Dynamite Kid. You want to lead?
I'm Davey Boy Smith.
You're Davey Boy Smith. I'm the Dynamite Kid. I come in to, like, I'm the workhorse. It's like,
who the hell is the Dynamite Kid?
No, hold on.
Is that
we're the Heart Foundation. I'm Brett, and you're Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Oh,
that's what
you
it
son
is.
of a bitch! You took Bret Hart. That's number one.
You're the muscle. You're the muscle. I'm the Canadian.
Oh,
okay, get the show on the road here. Get the show on the road.
Milan Weekly Podcast presents Milan Coast to Coast with your host, Gio and Fabio.
Benvenuti nella casa
No. We're
Fabio
not
Owen. Oh, hey, that's a compliment. Owen Hart. God rest his soul.
Oh my God. First of all, no, please don't ever say I'm Owen the Hart. That nugget. Thank you.
Like Emerson Royal, may we please have a moment of silence for generational talent Emerson Royal that, he was going to Turkey. No. Take the plane, turn it back up. Then again, we don't know what's going to go on tomorrow morning with the news, but a moment of silence.
Brushing his teeth. That's all I'm going to say, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, Fabio joined by Vinny T. Welcome to a Wednesday night, which of course means it's Milan Coast to Coast.
Why are you wearing intercolor glasses?
They're not intercolor. All right, not everything blue has to go with it.
It's fucking blue.
All right, tonight on Party City, all right, we're having a good time. Milan's back. Regardless of what they look like on the field, I'm a happy man.
We're going to discuss that.
Don't bury the lead. And the lead is me, here on a Wednesday night, Milan Coast to Coast. And you decided, you know what? I can't just wear something nice. I got to wear something vintage, baby. So give our boy Stevie P a little plug. Show him what you're wearing.
Look at this.
Beautiful. Erozzone.
Guys, forget the fact that he's been my friend for 25 years. Vintage pitch was a thing back in the day. Stevie P took it back over, and he's back strong. I put the website in the comments. Guys, I've bought a lot of t-shirts in my life. You know, I'm a wrestling fan. I've bought, whether it be like, you know, those 80s tees, wrestling tees. Guys, this is fucking quality. It fits me perfectly. A medium, if you're like that 175, 185 guy, fits me perfectly. Take a look, Vintage Bitch Patreon, guys. We're gonna have a coupon code for you guys, but check them out. We even have things for I Laziali, like Strasbourg Steve. You know, we have things for Roma. He's got things for all the but not for, you know, Frosinone. We got no Frosinone on the website. There's no Como, you know, but the big teams, you guys, have a look at Vintage Pitch. Guys, honestly, fucking fantastic. Eddie Guerrero is a must. See, Oscar, he knows about wrestling. See, guys, we should have a show about wrestling and culture, but it is what it is. But Vintage Pitch, take a look in the comments.
Very nice, very nice. Give our boy Steve some love. Definitely in the comments, check out the link there for Stevie's vintage football shirts. I mean, they're just clutch. They're clutch. I can't wait to get my hands on them. But today, well, ladies and gentlemen, wake up early here on the East Coast. It's a Singapore game day. The festival of football. The festival for the rest of us. All right. This was Arsenal, Milan. Again, we're starting with some solid competition of the Premier League to start our preseason.
First off, let's give a thank you to Husney, fellow Patreon members, sent us some live videos and some pictures. He was there live today. Thank you, Husney, for that. And you did not bring us your positivity, and we're going to be talking about it. So, Husney, I hold this result on you. Thank you, buddy.
Well, listen, for what Husney had to wash, I feel bad for him because honestly, he might have to go back and say, "Look, I need a little refund because it wasn't that great." Let's get into it.
Bad. Okay,
Milan loses 1-0 in regulation. Yet, in this bizarro world of a football game, the festival of football, we don't get to leave unless we get to see a little penalty kicks. All right, and Milan win on heads. I don't understand how that could be a thing. But it happened. Let's move on. So the game overall, though, Vinny. I know it was early. We got a chance to watch as much as we can. But your thoughts on Allegri coming back? Obviously, the big talking point is Allegri's style is not really entertaining to watch. It's not. And today, yes, it's preseason. How much can you really put in the stock of everything that you're watching? Players are just trying to get fit. They're still coming back off vacation. The whole nine. But from what you saw today, right? There was obviously, let's go through the starting 11 for what we had. Obviously, one Terracciano is not enough. We had to go find another one. Piero, we put him. He's our new replacement for Sportiello. Sportiello's gone. By Marco, our only shining thing we'll remember about you is you damn near broke your hand in a hotel room in New York City. I mean, who hasn't said that? But we digress. Then we go with a back three. We play Tomori, Chow, and Pavlovic. Three of our starters that were rotating majority of last year. They're starting, and now we're doing three at the back with four across with Salamakis coming back. Good to see him. Loftus-Cheek, Ricci, and of course, what lineup isn't set without Musa and Bartasagi? They played a 5, and they go with Pulisic and Leao as the two front forwards, I guess. However you want to read into that, because that was very fluid the way they were.
You know, it's there's two ways to think about this. You know, you could look at the stats and go, okay, only one shot on goal. Why is, you know, the starting lineup is what we had available. What I found today, Fabio, and I haven't felt this in a long time, we didn't look lost. And in the first half, there was a couple of times that, you know, the whole counterattack, and that's the whole Allegri thing, you know, play defensive counterattack. There was a moment there with Leao, he had Pulley on the side and he could have passed it, but I didn't feel we looked lost. And I don't give a fuck about 9 shots on goal, only 1 against us. And guys, it's a preseason. Just the way I'm not going to make fun of Napoli to losing to a Serie C team in Arezzo. It's preseason. You know, the game was, but I didn't feel we looked lost. And in the end, let's be honest, you know, it was kind of like a mistake on Bartesagi's side, but guys, the winning goal, if you want to call it the winning goal, dude, he missed the shot and it still went in. So I felt defensively we looked okay for what we saw. No, but again, you could talk about 9 shots on goal. Terracciano was fantastic in the first half. Toriani in the second half was like, holy shit, right? So those are good signs, but I don't see this as a negative performance as much as people have been seeing online. I just see this is what Allegri wants to do. I know we don't have the full squad yet, but I just felt we didn't look lost the way we sometimes look lost against the Veronas of this world, where we would have the first half and it's like, what the hell are we doing? I didn't feel that, and it's been a while.
You know, and I'll give Allegri this, and this kind of, when I look at this lineup, I know people can say this is not our starting lineup. Yes, I agree. Probably won't be, but this seems eerily close to what our starting lineup will be. Just with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 guys. No, I'm not saying
Musa ain't gonna be there.
Musa, no. But if he's not sold,
Bartesaghi ain't gonna be there.
Well, Bartesaghi's probably gonna be the backup, so he's gonna get time. I'm not saying I love this idea, but these are as close to what could be with what was available. Obviously, you're not playing Mike at all. Fine, we know he's gonna fill in. But your back 3 at the moment, Tomori, Chow, Pavlovic, unless you're going to promote for Gabia hard, which one of them will interchange with, these are probably the 3 that are going to play if he wants to play this 3-5-2. Now,
that's if he wants to play that.
If he wants to play it that way, who knows with Allegri? But we've seen other things from him. But Salamanca's, I thought he looked pretty lively today, all things considered. Again, has still a lot to prove. I thought he for the half hour he looked pretty good. He, again, looked lively on the ball, made 1 or 2 little minor errors. But again, this is not a scrub team they were playing. Loftus-Cheek still got a lot to desire there. Still got a lot
Loftus-Cheek's, let me tell you something. I remember talking when he first started with Milan. And I remember telling Steve, who is this freight train going through the way he was playing at the beginning? And there was one play, I believe it was in the first half, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, where he was all alone and you can see he just ran out of steam, right? And if there's a reason why, look, it looks like we're cleaning house, Fabio, right? And to all the people last year, bidon and get rid of everybody, that's what they're doing. Well, what we're trying. If Loftus-Cheek is staying, and Allegri, even at Juve, and you can ask the guys at the bar where I go every single morning, I said, getting rid of Allegri is a mistake because Allegri is still a good coach. If Allegri believes to keep Loftus-Cheek, I guess he sees something. And I liked what I saw from Loftus-Cheek today because, again, it's it's the first game, right? Let's see what we could do from there. And there's a reason why he decides to keep him. Why he's not keeping a Benacer? Why he's not keeping all that? We'll see. And you know what? That's a good point. We'll see. Is he going for a 3-5-2? Is the reason why he's going for a second striker, right? I'm missing plus.
So a guy that's not on our roster who we haven't signed, he's going to be starting. No. That's where you lost me on that comment.
Watch. This is what I love about media today. 2 days ago, I read an article that the title was, right, Jashari is not moving. We have plans for him. That was the title. And then they quoted the coach in the article saying, but you never know what could happen. Like, in the end, people want to trash about this guy. And I'm sorry, we're moving on from, we're talking different from the game, but we're always going from 2 million, 3 million, what's going on with this team? What a fucking joke. But it's funny how when Galliani was example going after Balotelli, Manchester, I'm giving you 20 million. No, we want 45. I'm giving you 20 million. We want 40. I'm giving you 20 million. Okay, we'll take 35. Fuck you, I'm giving you 20 million. For like 3 months, and then we got him for like 18 or something like that. And we praised him. Now because Milan and Tari, I'm sorry guys. So to me, Tari so far, this is what we're doing, right? And just the way he signed, the way it was Modric or Allegri, it was done. This is what we're ready to offer. And he hasn't done shit after that. So I get but guys, it's only a couple of million. I get that. But in the end, we used to praise Galliani il Condor when he used to just stand his ground. So where do we stand? Where do we stand? You know?
You know what? We'll get into it a little more. We were kind of.
I don't find today was a bad performance. I don't find today was a bad performance.
All right. Well, let's talk about some good stuff, right? So obviously we had a couple debutants today. All right. Obviously we mentioned, Piero Tereshano back there and the goalkeeper, but our big signing so far of the summer, Ricci looked pretty decent. Looked composed. Looked like he was exactly where he should be, in the middle of our midfield, playing well. And again, this is a high caliber type of opponent. It's just a preseason game, I understand, but I just felt Ricci looked pretty solid. Again, I don't believe. Let me see how long he actually played. I don't remember. 65 minutes. Okay, so again, that's enough
for a guy that just came in, right? As a first game, and I think the proof that you saw from today's game, Fabio, is that he's had these guys for a couple of weeks training. I could go back to the video of Leao and Chukwueze, like can't even holding their breath because, my God, these trainings are so hard or whatever. He's had these guys for a couple of weeks, where I think in the past was this whole saga of, okay, we're going to wait. Like he wanted his team, and Allegri could command that kind of stuff. And that would have Direttore Sportivo. But for what he did today, those 65 minutes, I could just imagine what he's capable of doing. And if he turns out the way we think he's going to turn out, 25 million is a fucking deal, dude. It's a fucking deal and a half.
You know what? I think he looked pretty good. And I'm hoping he turns out to be the player that we needed last season, that we should have went and gone out and got. But let's talk a little bit about the return of Salamakis. How'd you think he was? Did you think he looked pretty decent?
I think you could see the differences of Salamaker from a year at Bologna. The year at Bologna that helped Bologna, was part of the team to help Bologna to go into the Champions League.
And then do it in Roma.
Helped Roma, right? The way he did. And I think he's matured. And once again, from all the transfer rumors we've heard, Salamaker's name hasn't come out. So is Allegri thinking of him as a key to his team? But the other side of that medal is a Scudetto winning team having Salamakers as a starter. That I don't see. I think he's a fantastic player as a backup. Then again, what the fuck do I know, right? I'm not a coach or anything, but
we need to see what type of rotation he's going to go with and what type of formation, because it makes sense. If you're going to play kind of this style way of either playing a 3-4-3 or playing a
So let me ask you this, Fabio. You have the choice.
You're going to play him more often.
Okay, so they have a choice between Chukwueze and Salamakers.
I'm going Salamakers.
Put you on the spot.
I'm going Salamakers.
You're going Salamakers.
How could you say any different when the kid has gone on loan 2 times, was a part of our Scudetto winning season, and then on top of that, Chukwueze's done nothing for the 2 years that you've had. Nothing.
He's done some stuff.
Very limited. Okay.
Very limited.
And
okay.
I'll tell you something. The only thing I remember is that goal in the Champions League that turned out to be that we play in the Europa League and get knocked out by Roma, and then what else? Scoring at Yankee Stadium. That's all I care about. There was nothing else. He wasn't even a fair replacement for Pulisic on the right side. That's not good enough, especially for the price tag. We paid like almost 30 million for him, and he's done nothing.
Okay, so on paper, forget the money that we paid for him. Forget all that. On talent itself,
you're gonna go with Chukwueze sold or loaned out. Probably sold, and rather roll with Salamakis. Salamakis could fill in the backup for Leao. He can fill up the backup for Pulisic. He can play wing back. He can do it all. So I'd rather have the salad man tossing it back up again for Milan.
This is a not suitable for kids podcast guide. We're talking about tossing salad.
I'll say this, Vinny. Now, we all know, and we're going to get to the signing the Ecuadorian player, but I'm going to talk a little bit defensively how we look today. And today, I think our main point was Bartosagi. I don't know if he's good enough. Maybe he needs to be loaned out somewhere else, but playing backup here for us is not really developing him the way we would hope he would. He's not taking the next step. Maybe if you're going to decide this is the last year, you're going to give him a real chance to be the backup to Esteban or whatever the hell this kid's name is. I have to read it again because I don't really remember. Estupidio. That's what you're calling. If the Ecuadorian guy turns out to be better, and maybe we don't see Bartosagi very often, I think we should probably find a cheap backup and loan him out to try to get him a little thing. Musa looked terrible. Musa, atrocious. Yeah. Absolutely right, Frank. Atrocious. Nothing has changed. No matter which coach is in there, he still looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. And I just got to give a little shade. Pavlovic, I don't know how people trust him. I don't know how he looks okay trying to progress the ball forward, but defensively, he is super shaky. And him and Bartosagi had to deal with Saka. Now, you could say whatever you want about that it's preseason. But Saka is the type of player that you have to get used to. Like, this is the caliber you should be able to stop. We need you. All right, maybe not every time, but majority of the time.
And Bartosagi was covering him, right? And Pavlovic, I understand what you're saying, and I will agree with you, but I will say this. Every single game last year that we sucked at shit, it just seemed that Pavlovic was the one guy that was like, let's go, right? And he came out strong when we need him to be. Bartosagi, I think the only reason he would stay this year is because we're playing a game a week. Because if we're playing Champions League, Bartosagi may be your Coppa Italia guy for kind of a rotation that once every fucking couple of months. But today, just the way. But again, I will go back to, even though he was marking him, guys, that nobody's gonna tell me that he predicted the way he was gonna score that. He fucking kicked it off his shin and it went in. Terracciano was fantastic in the first half. Torian was fantastic in the second half, and I know I just felt again that we just didn't look lost, and I think that's going to be my motto of this podcast. We didn't look lost the way we looked lost for many games last year in Serie A.
All right, well, let's get to another young guy that we're talking about here. Obviously, Toriani. Again, a big star after last year's preseason. Now he gets the second half. Unfortunately, gave up the goal, but after that was pretty solid in the penalty kicks. Again, I don't understand.
Couple of good saves too. But we won this game. Remember, we won this game.
We won on penalties, but lost in regulation. We split the difference, I guess. Participation trophy. But what do you
people
think
that bet on this game? Let me know. How did you bet on this game?
I don't know. Is it a push? Maybe there were two sides to the bet. Who was going to win regulation? Who would win the penalty kicks? I didn't even know they were doing penalty kicks. So surprise to me. But Vinny, obviously with him, he's a young keeper. He just picked up Terracciano Part 2 for backup to Mike. Now
didn't look bad
now,
against the second place team in the EPL, guys. Let's be honest. Yeah.
Supposedly, Zorro is sniffing around. And you know who Zorro is, right?
Zorro.
Fonseca supposedly wants to get him on loan over to Leon. Now, I would say...
By the way, Zorro is Boban, so get your fucking nicknames right. Zorro is Boban. Go on.
All right, whatever. That's
Facebook Frank is going to correct you in the comments. Okay, right.
All right, but would you send this kid out on loan? Or would you play this idea that maybe he's going to be our third keeper, or you're afraid of what this management will set it up, being that that Mike is on his outs probably after the season? Would it be a good idea to get Toriani out there to go to a team like Leon hopefully get starting time, and then could maybe come back and be in the mix.
I think if we loan him out, that would be a telltale sign that Mike is leaving next year, or somehow, some way, maybe in the winter transfer. If we loan him out, it's because, guys, let's be honest. If Mike is staying, and Terracciano, we just signed him, we ain't gonna fucking get rid of him after one season. So we got, what is he, 20? Guys, correct me in the comments. He's very young, right? And Facebook Frank, let me know, who was that goalkeeper that we had back in the day that was like somehow a superstar when Donnarumma was there, and in the end never panned out.
He's 20. He's 20.
He's 20. Yeah. Then again, like Liban Youssef, Toriani should play in the Coppa Italia. I don't disagree with that. But why the fuck did you sign? You just signed. So you always need the Plizzari. Grazie, Plizzari, grazie, Oscar. Plizzari was like, everybody a phenomenon, whatever, but whatever happened to him, So in the end, guys, Toriano might stay, especially Milan sold. Yeah, we sold to FC Paz. So does he stay as a third goal? I think he should stay as a third string goalkeeper, because you never know with these fucking, these injuries. You never know what's going to happen. So I think he should just stay, even for the experience of the first team.
I honestly think if the loan deal works out in our favor, I think you got to send him out. Especially, you got to get him real quality time. Hopefully, maybe you talk to Leon and see, like, look, we need a certain guarantee that if you're going to actually play him, because we don't need him to sit and never play, Yeah. But Lupa Nova is gone. Noah is gone now too. Wow. That's surprising.
We have the right to buy
really
back.
Good.
Yeah.
He was playing real good.
But again, guys, it's like this is the way we're going to talk about Camarda. I'm not saying Forlani's a smart guy or what. We're not in this business.
We're not saying that at all. I'll tell you
We're not in this business. There's got to be a reason behind this. And if I believe Allegri has a lot to say about what's going on with the Milan team. So if he said okay to this, there's got to be a reason to it. So that's why we have these podcasts, and that way we could discuss our thoughts. And we're not professional, nor do we pretend to be.
All right, so let's get to. I guess you mentioned Camarda. Let's just get to it before.
Yeah.
Because we're going to talk about other people hopefully coming in. I want to get your thoughts. But Camarda's hat trick on his official Lecce preseason debut. Now, granted, Lecce was playing a low caliber team. I don't even remember who the hell it was. But still, kids out there with the first team, gets 3 goals on his first chance. Now, could it be Milan was just so bad that we couldn't even give him a chance, and he goes to Lecce, of all places, and starts playing well? I don't know. What are your thoughts when you see this particular news?
I think Milan protected themselves. In no way, shape, or form am I saying that Camarda is another Hashim Mastur. Like everybody thought he was the second coming of Christ. But I think we protected ourselves with the right to buy back and all that stuff. And if we decided to loan him out, I think it's going to be, everybody keeps on going, well, how come a guy like Yamal gets to play at 16 years old in Spain, in Italy? We have this mentality of like, oh, he's not ready, whatever the case may be. Look, let's see what goes on. I don't get it. I think the only reason he got loaned out, Fabio, is the reason that we're just playing once a week. And for his development. I know it was not an obbligo de riscatto. Yes, Yamaha is just different. Yeah, no, I'm just debating about the whole age thing where they gave a kid that age. And look at Milan last year where we knew 10, 15 games left in the season. We had no chance and we still didn't make him play. So I think this whole mentality problem in Italy, Camarda, if he would have stayed, when was he going to play, guys? When was he going to play? So hopefully he plays well. Hopefully, again, we protected ourselves. And the only thing that I'm mostly disappointed about is another Italian talent that's not given the chance.
No, it is very
Sorry,
sad.
given a chance in a team like Lecce.
Yeah, I like this, Abdul. You're absolutely right. I believe our biggest headache going into the season is defense. I don't trust Tomori and Pavlovic. No, I think Tomori's
But I
probably
trust
the
Allegri.
most.
1-0 game, guys. 1-0 games. Let's win those games 1-0, and
Exactly.
I'm
Semi-pro
gonna.
team, but on the same time, it's like it's good that he's scoring. But we digress. Let's keep moving because Mercato's been moving a little slow, probably
Yes.
too slow for us because we need to get people in, get people up to speed with what Allegri's trying to do, and we at least signed what we believe is our replacement for Theo Hernandez. Of course, that's Pelvis. Oh, the Pelvis, right?
How is his name Pelvis? How's
I'm
his
not
name
sure.
Pelvis?
Maybe his mother didn't quite
Pelvis.
understand. Pelvis or pelvis? I don't know. Maybe it was she loved Elvis. And for some
Your
reason,
wife is
she just
Spanish.
kept
Ask
having-
her.
She's
Pelvis.
Ecuadorian too. This is I don't know. I'm not quite sure. But Estupian or whatever the hell you want to call him. I'm sure the New York chat. I will not take credit for this. But somebody said we will probably be calling this guy El Stupido or whatever we're saying. But he's coming in for Brighton. Obviously, everybody's big thing is that he's had a few injuries here or there, but he's been pretty solid. He's a decent replacement. He's 27 years old. Now, I'm gonna channel my buddy Remo because and you know Alessandro. Alessandro will say, if this guy is so good, how come nobody was coming for him? Because Milan was coming for him. That's why. And if we're going for people and somebody else chimes in, they're going to outbid us and we will be out of this conversation unless the player is forcing his hand. But that didn't seem to be the case here with this guy. This guy is already in Italy. I believe he's doing his medical as we speak. Probably tomorrow
It's a
morning.
done deal. It's a done deal. Yeah.
Done deal. So we're going to have a new starting back with hopefully Bartesaghi, I guess, being his backup. We're still waiting on Jashari. This is like the deal that never ends. Will it be August 30th by the time it closes? I'm not quite sure. But what are your thoughts on all of this saga with this one player from Club Brugge?
I think, your argument about this guy would just spot, like, how come nobody else went after him? I get that. But I think there's a difference between my Juventini friends talking about Jonathan David like he's the next coming of Christ. And I said, okay, how come nobody else went after it? Jonathan David, the exposure that he has compared to this Ecuadorian guy is not the same realm. So we saw something in this guy. It's not like an Emerson Royal kind of thing where everybody knew he was shit before we signed him and we hope like maybe he's going to turn into something good, This Deshari thing, I think the way I've been reading stuff, if it needs to happen, Allegri doesn't want him in the last day. I think if he wants him, he's going to want him at the same time Modric comes in because of his midfield. I don't have a problem with them standing ground at let's go back at CDK, right? CDK, they wanted 40. We started at 25. And there was a whole fucking thing at 28 and 31 and 37 and 30. They wanted 40, I think. We started at fucking 34, right? 33, but now we're like at what, 37, 38? In the end, it's like, if the player has so much power, prove it, right? So I just feel that whatever signings we're going to do, I think when un direttore sportivo like Tare and Allegri, which is around coach now, we're not going to wait till last minute. This is not the Milan of, and I'm sorry to say, guys, I love Maldini and everything, but this is not the Maldini and okay, let's do this, and we're negotiating for 2 months for a player. I think we saw just Allegri being signed, right, as a coach. It was right away, right? We haven't heard of rumors of Milan. They made that bid, and that was it, right? And I like that. So I still think that if anything needs to happen, When's the date for Modric? August 4th, I believe.
I believe he's not going to Asia. So when they come back, I believe he'll be in the
let me just pull this out here, Fabio. If I go, okay, so Milan, right? So we got obviously Liverpool.
Oh, we have it here.
Liverpool on Saturday. You have it up?
We have the screen. Woo-hoo. There it is.
Leeds, and Chelsea, and we start Coppa Italia. Okay, which Facebook Frank is coming to Montreal. I'm gonna actually meet Facebook Frank for Coppa Italia. Serie A starts on the 23rd of August. I think that key date is going to be when Modric comes in, because Allegri doesn't have time to fucking bullshit. I want my players there for as long as possible, right? To train them. So I think we're not going to see a late unless of a fucking something coming out of nowhere. I think the team that we're going to have on paper, if I'm looking at these dates, Fabio, August 10th by latest. That's what I think. Because Serie A starts on the 23rd. That will leave him 2 weeks. No later than the 10th.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think also, too, they're like in regards to Modric coming in. And
what the hell is that? Ripresa. Okay, c'est la ripresa dell'allenamenti. So we're going back to the training. So we're going back to Milanello. We're training there. Yeah, so Pert Glory on the 31st. Liverpool on Saturday. Leeds directly from Dublin. Hope our friends in Dublin, Milan Club Dublin, Colin nice, especially, going to there. And FIFA World Cup champions, Chelsea. And watch us win 3-0 against Chelsea, and everybody's going to get excited.
Yeah, and then, again, that's why I think for him, in regards to getting most of the team up to speed, it would be really important to attempt to put as much as we think are going to be the starters into that body game. I don't think he's going to play mainly starters there. I think you have to start, at least get your foot past that first part of Coppa Italia.
If you can't beat body with your turnover guys, it's pretty embarrassing. But we'll see what Levy does.
At the same time, you got to get these guys up to speed. And again, I'm not saying play them all, but you got to play most of it. Like Modric, he's going to be with the team probably only about, 16, 17 days, maybe less. Yeah. To me, I want somebody in there as soon as possible. Exactly. Oscar, you're 100% right. We don't want a Fofana situation where he came in on late and it took him for a while to get up to speed. Absolutely. And that's why I'm saying.
And we threw him to the Wolves like a game in, right? So.
Yeah, and honestly, again, these players hopefully are keeping themselves up to date, up in shape, getting ready to be a professional because it's about to be around the corner for them. So it would be very surprising if these players come in and they're a little out of shape. I mean, you would hope at least they've gotten themselves into shape. So when you do the medical and everything, they're pretty quick to get in there and do well. But other than that, there's no rumor on striker, right? And right now, even the formation that we played today, it looked like Pulisic and Leao were playing like striker one, and Pulisic was playing off the striker. So are we going to kind of play like that, or are we going to move back to a 3-4-3, or maybe a 4-4-3-3?
Watch Jimenez
putting Pulisic and Leao on the way.
Watch Jimenez and Leao somehow, some way come up with the two strikers up front. Guys, I trust in Allegri. I know he's easy to make fun of in the last years that he's coached. I know his tantrums and taking off his jacket and Lioto go make fun. But I trust in Allegri. And in the end, when we talk about Juve, what a fucking boring game, 1-0. We said that. In the end, did they fucking win, guys? In the end, did we look at the 3 points, or did people remember it was a boring game? If you could get us the 3 points, let's do what Napoli did last season, right? Playing once a week, and we got a coach to do it. And I love seeing that video of Chukwueze and Leao catching their prets and they're swearing their fucking heads off because the training's too hard. Good.
Put those motherfuckers to work.
Allegri. Good. Put those fucking butts to work. Exactly.
All right. So big news in the Mercato today. Hold on to your hats, kids. Your favorite right back.
Who?
You know who. Get that comment off. What is this? All right. Emerson Royal. He's going to Turkey, baby.
No. No.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Generational talent, Royal. He's going to Besiktas. He's going to Turkey.
So a $10 million deal, buy option. They agreed
what
to
a
it.
picture.
He's flying to Turkey and they'll come in. Hold on.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Oh, wait a minute. Now he's going to Brazil. He's going back to his motherland. Flamengo wants him. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them, but they want him. They're hijacking the deal. Now they're talking to Milan. I don't give a shit about Wesley to Roma. Who gives a fuck about that, Romano? All right.
How do we have a picture of Royal kissing the Coppa Italia?
Because that's his only highlight. That's it. Goodbye, Chicken Royale.
If they give us 10 million, my God, it's like I would even give him a UPS freight rebates. Like, we're gonna ship them out to you, no problem. I think it's something to do with going back to the home country, these non-EU passports, what I guess maybe. But guys, in the same day, from Turkey to the other side of the world, honestly, until I see him in the fucking picture, signing with the shirt on, I'm not believing shit.
Royale with cheese. I know, but supposedly this is the Moncada's greatest hit. No, I think unfortunately this is Zlatan's greatest hit because I think Zlatan is the one that finally the Black Panther is going home. Wakanda forever. Get him out of here. Bye. You know, don't call him Black Panther. We like Black Panther. We love Black Panther. We do not like Emerson Casino Royale.
Jesus
no way.
Christ.
No way.
You know what? Like, I'm the positive guy, right, Fabio? And it's like people shot on him before he signed. When he signed, they shot on him before he started. I'm like, guys, we'll give him a chance. And then there was that one good game after 12. I'm like, you see, guys, he's not that bad. And it's like, Vinny, shut the fuck up. He's bad. And also, we paid $15 million for the guy, but we're all Flamengo fans. Yes, Oscar. You know what? They're the red and black of Brazil. I will buy myself, if they sign him on a permanent deal, I will buy a Flamengo jersey, definitely. But
even though our good friend Vinny
send him on Amazon Prime.
He's a big Palmeiras fan. We have other people that like Fluminense, but I'm sorry if they take Emerson Royal, I'm Flamengo all the way. All right. Just not pink flamingos, okay? We'll keep that moving. All right, so what do you think? I mean, we got obviously Liverpool coming this weekend, early Saturday morning again for us. This one's coming live from, where's this one? This one is Hong Kong.
From Hong Kong. Right. Then we're flying to Australia for Perth, Leeds on August 9th, in Dublin.
Australia's in line to now watch a preseason game and possibly in the works to get an actual Serie A game live there.
Former Patreon member Kim, you know what? Look at him. He's getting a bit of love. Maybe he's gonna watch Como Milan Serie A during February because of the Olympics. Good for them, but we shall see what happens, guys. Saturday, you know what? If I'm home and I feel like it, maybe I'm gonna send out an invitation to the Patreon. Maybe we'll watch at 7:30 in the morning here in Eastern time. We'll see what it is, guys. Again, we apologize for the lack maybe of content. It is summertime. We didn't feel like coming on every single week and talking about, well, this is what we think of signing and this is what it is. And but you guys know we're gonna be back every single week. Starting Serie A. Obviously, with the preseason, if everything goes well, Monday I'll be back with Stevie P. We'll talk about the Liverpool game. We'll obviously promote a bit more of the vintage.
What do you think about it now? Do you want to see the same line? You're in host mode. I have to reel you back in. We're talking Liverpool. Do you want to see the same guys?
We're beating Liverpool 3-0. Watch.
3-0.
Yeah. Watch, because Liverpool's going to come up with their their bench team. Milan Twitter is going to go crazy because, wow, we beat the champions of England. That's what's going to happen. And we're going to go way too excited. God. And Musa's going to score a goal.
Yeah, now you're on drugs. Drug test him, Presidente. He's on drugs. He just said Musa's going to score. Musa couldn't score if they stacked 4 goals on top of each other.
I honestly think what we're going to see against Liverpool is we don't look lost, Milan. And I think we've had our fair share last year. Oscar, thank you very much, man, for the super chat. Chat joins, we're winning the Scudetto. God told me himself. He talks to God, Oscar. Talking to God is worth $5. Thank you very much, Oscar. And screenshot this. Kirk will get his revenge.
Unbelievable.
Let's
just focus here on what Oscar wrote, though. Do you think Jashari is the missing piece? Do you think that adding him to a midfield with Ricci, with Fofana, with Modric, obviously there's still needs out there. We can't look at this Milan and say all of our holes are filled already. But do you think this one player could be a difference maker like that?
I'm going to take Stevie P's words that he said many times over. Championships, Scudettos will win with the midfield, the way you control the ball in the midfield. Am I going to stand here and tell you that I've watched Jashari play and I know who the fuck he is? No. I'm just going to go what I've read about him. I think he's got a point that if we need to believe the quality of player that he is and us playing once a week and a guy like Modric that, guys, I don't give a, he's 39 years old, you guys.
39 is very young.
So he's played 50 games for fucking Real Madrid last year. We won a Scudetto with a 40-year-old Ibra. We won a Scudetto with Giroud at 36 years old. So
a blind Tatarusanu, all right? Legally blind.
A blind Tatarusanu, yes. I think he's got a point because of the one game a week. I definitely do. So they've seen a Bruges in a very long time. I've heard nothing bad about him at all. Guys, we'll see. But, back to your question, I think on Saturday, guys, what I'm expecting to see, how many games last season, guys? How many games that we looked completely lost? Lost. Yeah. I didn't see that today, and I'm hoping not to see that on Saturday.
I agree. I just want to see a compact team, a little more offense, that can kill
Yes.
nobody.
No, definitely. Yeah. Even though
Leao
was Leao,
0-0, not with tie.
We're gonna get the penalty.
Allegri's like, just keep it 0-0. We'll catch him in the penalty shootout, and we'll walk away with a trophy. Not today, Allegri. But when I think about what I'm hoping to see, I just want to echo what you're saying. Just look compact, look like you're not lost out there, look like you have an idea and a way if you want to play. But these are some tough opponents. This is not a slouch opponent.
No.
Even their backups sometimes will be starters on most other teams. So we have to expect a good one. Now, when we get to, playing Perth and playing, even Leeds and all these other teams, they're not going to understand. Like, all right, or whatever. Even Chelsea towards the end, are they going to really want to risk too many players playing when their season's starting like the following week? Or maybe they'll take it as like, we have to rev up and get ready for the season. I'm not quite sure. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. So when I think about everything, man, all in all, I still need to see a couple more signings. I want to see this team make the deals. If you just sold Pobega and bon voyage to Dr. Pobega being loaned again with the option to buy or I think that one is they have to buy him for $7 million or $8 million. There's the extra money you just got. So please do me a favor. Buy this kid because this kid, Jashari, is supposedly one of the best they've seen, as we'll take the words of what other people have said. Also, he won Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year in their league. That's also a good sign. They usually don't give that to scrubs. So if this kid could come over and play to the level with a little chip on his shoulder so he can raise his level, raise his profile, raise the whole club up, then you know what? 30, 40 million, you'll make that back. Everybody's already expecting that in 2-3 years, you're going to fucking sell him for 70, 80 million. So lock him up for 5 and let's try to make 3 good years out of it. And we'll see where we're at after that. Vinny, Always
We
a
shall see.
pleasure here, bro. We're at our final spot. You know what it is. Go get the Jack Daniels, get the Johnny Walker, get the Grand Marnier, whatever the hell you want to do. Give us your parting shot, Vinny. Tell us your final thoughts.
Guys, I've always been the guy that's the glass half full. I just I don't want to see a divide anymore in Milan fans anymore this year. I'm fucking fed up. I'm fed up. Let's complain when we need to complain. Let's celebrate when we need to celebrate. Let's stop being at each other's fucking throats. We're Milan fans everywhere we are. It is what it is. Let's not get mad at what we can't control. We can't control fucking ownership. We can't control this. We can't control. Let's complain when it needs to be complained. Let's have fucking adult conversations. I'm just looking for a season where I don't want this fucking divide anymore. Last year was fucking horrible.
I mean, the divide comes from the club.
Like, you know what? In the end, just the way Steve had that interview with the Italian guy there. What was his name? Enrico, excuse me. And he was definitely on one side, but they had a conversation. And that's what I miss. You can have your opinion. I can have mine. You could tell me that, you know what, you're crazy for thinking that. That's fine. Don't insult me. Let's not insult each other. Let's just keep it. We love Milan. Because il colore non si tifo il giocatore, sempre le colore. And I get it. Maybe our management is not what we want it to be right now. I get it. But to me, Milan is Milan. And to our parents or our fathers or grandfathers that were Milan fans, or where we got the fandom from, when we went to Serie B, what did they do? Did they jump ship? Your Juventus friends, when they went to Serie B, did they jump ship? When they got caught stealing all that shit, did they jump ship? No.
It was only a year. Come on.
Still.
Oh, they demolished everybody in City of B. Let's not feel so bad for them.
In the end, I wish for, let's have a good preseason. Let's have these podcasts where we could dissect. Let's complain when we need to complain. Let's praise when we need to praise. Enough of this fucking divide between the Milan fans all over. Guys, we all bleed black and red. And you know what the worst part is, Fabio? If the two sides of the Milan fans, would it be at a bar, any Champions League semifinals, any game against the Inter, everybody will be cheering them on, everybody will be hugging. That's what fucking pisses me off. Those opinions would be to the side, right?
Of course.
It would be like Forza Milan, sempre, ovunque e sempre. Always remember that.
I like that little.
That's my parting shot.
No, Juventus never cheat you. I like it.
Excuse me. Allegedly cheated. Scusate.
You know what, Oscar? Stop it. But listen, my parting shot, guys, I just want to echo what Gio usually says. Just big up and love to everybody in the chat and people who are checking us out live here. We cannot do the show without you guys. Big ups to our friend Oscar. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. Hopefully,
thanks, Oscar,
as the season goes on, we can get more super chats and be more interactive with the audience. We appreciate all you guys. We hope you all listen. I always say this. My parting shot is always for my beloved club, the New York City Club. If you haven't, follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, everywhere you can. Follow the club so you can know when we're going to be. Obviously, we're at almost every game at the Football Factory in Legends Bar, 33rd, 5th Avenue. So check us out. We'll be there for the Coppa Italia, the first game of the calendar, but not the first game of the season. But for the Coppa Italia against Body, we'll be there. So that is my parting shot. Thank you all for being in the chat. We all appreciate you. Vinny, thank you so much for tagging in for that lazy California guy. He's just too busy drinking beer, hanging out, living
He
his
said he's
good
working
life.
on his summer bod. That's what he said.
He told
He
me
went
he's
to the
working on his backstroke, whatever that meant. All right. Ladies
Jesus
and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. Check us out.
Guys.
Hopefully Monday night, Vinny T, Stevie P, Ovunque e sempre.
Forza Milan, guys. I'll talk to you
Forza
soon.
Milan. Peace out, everybody. Good night.
Ciao.